Welcome, everyone. Great to see everyone here celebrating the wedding of my beautiful daughter, Rebecca, and the handsome gentleman sitting with her, Brendan. As you appreciate from the pictures on the shelving, this wedding is a continuation of a line of family weddings. Parents, Lynn and myself, Mark and Liz. Mark and Liz, along with grandparents. Everyone looking so excited in those pictures, ready to start a new life together. Let me say it up front. We wish that Lynn could be with us today. If Lynn could have had all of her days, this day would count among the most cherished. And I would want her standing here, sharing her own words with you. So maybe we can imagine that for just a quick second. When I was thinking of my own words for this evening, I did realize something quite remarkable. Lynn was instrumental, without knowing it, working in the background to bring Rebecca and Brendan together. Here's how I mean that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but by some accounts, it was you two playing in the same rec soccer league post-college graduation, where you first started knowing each other, first started noticing each other. You didn't quite meet in college, but close. You were in the same nursing program at UConn. Now, when Rebecca was growing up, Lynn made sure she had every opportunity to pursue all of her athletic aspirations, playing basketball, especially playing soccer. And Lynn was on soccer teams through high school. And one of Lynn's great joys was seeing Rebecca zip around the soccer field. And Lynn, who was a great nurse herself, loved that Rebecca was going to be a nurse. So, nursing and sports. And who should come onto that soccer field that fateful day 7 years ago? Brendan, who is a nurse too, and also enjoys playing sports. And the rest, as they say, is history. I remember Rebecca calling me to tell me or mentioning that she had met a guy and had started going out with him. That was the first I heard of Brendan. So it was clear Rebecca, was enjoying being with him. So, I asked what he was like. Conversational curiosity, but also asking as a parent, wondering if this person was a good guy. And Rebecca said something like, well, he's tall, and he's rather good looking. So maybe a little different focus than Rebecca had. So Brendan, you didn't quite hit the trifecta, not quite the proverbial tall, dark, and handsome. But 2 out of 3 isn't bad. Brendan, you can't shake that Northern European power. You need some Italian blood. So good that you're going with Rebecca. A recent top day in my life, I got to see Rebecca at work, live and in action. Now, if you don't know, it had been Rebecca's dream job really since nursing school to be on the flight team for the helicopter transport team at Hartford Hospital, Lifestar. So in February, she texted me that they were bringing a patient to Bridgeport Hospital. They were going to be landing in 15 minutes. So was I still at the hospital? Yes, I am. I went outside. It was dusk, looking at the sky. Is that it? And then suddenly, swooshing across from the right. Just a couple heartbeats to span that distance between the hospital and the garage. And then, so I caught up with Rebecca later as she was getting ready to leave. And, dressed for battle, really. A battle to save lives and stamp out disease and infirmity along the way. So that was something. Blew me away literally to see you take off. Up, zoom, away. So cool. So proud of you, Rebecca. I want to thank Patty Ciancimino for all her love and support for Rebecca over the years. Most recently helping with all these wedding preparations, including hosting a beautiful shower that Rebecca really enjoyed. Patty's also a nurse, by the way. Rebecca, I'm very glad that you're marrying Brendan. Brendan, I've watched you with Rebecca, and you are a nice guy. You are a good guy. And thank you for that. And thanks to your family for that. Plus, you're a nurse. And many of the best people I've known in my life are nurses. So excellent life choice to be casting your lot with them. So speaking for Andrew and myself and really everyone here, congratulations, Rebecca and Brendan. We wish you many years of happiness together, loving each other, taking care of each other. So cheers.
That was perfect.
Brendan.
All right. Hey everyone, thank you for coming out today and celebrating this wonderful day. For those who don't know me, I'm Jeff. I'm Brendan's younger brother and best man. I made a bet with Tom about 10 minutes before this speech that I would not cry. Tom, I didn't even make it to the speech. I didn't even make it to the speech, so I'll pay you $5 later. So growing up together, Brendan and I, we're a little bit different. I would say I'm a little more rambunctious and obnoxious. I'm the obnoxious little brother. And Brendan was a little more reserved and he kept to himself, but he never failed to keep me in my place. I remember he played the older brother card perfectly growing up. We used to watch cartoons on the couch with our grandmother Baba, who would have loved to be here. eating food, watching cartoons, and Brendan always got to watch whatever he wanted to watch. I had to go get his dessert, his little drumstick ice cream cone. Jeff, fill this up. Whatever, Brendan, you win. But I was happy to do it. But fast forward a number of years, I had the privilege of sharing 1 year of college with my older brother, which is great. We went to UConn together, and he showed me the ropes. I was able to join his fraternity, and we drank beers on the roof. One memory that sticks out about Brendan, it must have been a Wednesday night, a normal weeknight. We were sitting on his couch watching The Simpsons, and slowly one person comes in. We didn't know him. We were like, all right, it must be his roommate. Maybe Rob had someone over. And then like 4, 5, 10, 20, 50 people walk in, and he turns to me, and you finally go to another one of your roommates, McCluster, and you go, hey man, what's going on? And he goes, oh yeah, I offered a fraternity to throw a party at our house. I hope that's okay. And you turn to me, and you just start heading over to the fridge, and you go, Jeff, all right, let's party. So that was a great night. And Brendan and I have remained competitive throughout the years. We like to play pickleball. One day he gets the best of me, I get the best of him. Although he claims that he's a better golfer than I am. But Brendan, we're about the same. I've seen you whip out a driver on a par 3 and nearly kill a guy on the other team. And then I go over and maybe stick a shot in the green, and you have something to critique about my swing. So I don't know. You're a little delusional when it comes to golf. And your judgment on the golf course is a little suspect. But I will say your judgment on picking a lovely bride there's no question there. Rebecca, you're the perfect bride for my brother. You are the perfect companion. A lot of people don't know this, but Brendan, he had a health scare right before he met Rebecca, and it was a tough couple weeks. We didn't know if he was gonna see it through the other side, and even after he recovered physically, mentally Brendan's spirits were down. And I don't know exactly when you first met, but there was a shift when you came into his life. You could tell Brendan had a new outlook on life. It must have been you being a nurse, Rebecca, but he took life, and he took a new take on life. So Rebecca, you're just the perfect companion for my brother, and it's nice to see that you guys have a perfect relationship. You do your own things, and then you go and travel to Europe together. You go and travel to Maine together. Brendan travels when you want to run your half marathons and everything. And deep down, I know Brendan appreciates that you allow him to watch from the sidelines and don't make him participate. So, Rebecca, cheers to you. I'm so proud to welcome you to the Crook family. There's nobody else that I would want sitting at this table. So to everyone, thank you for coming tonight. Brendan, I love you so much. You mean the world to me. You're my idol. So, thank you, everybody. Cheers.
Yeah, just be ready. All right, I'm reading mine off of a piece of paper. Sorry. Okay. Hi everyone. Thanks so much for being here to help celebrate Rebecca and Brendan. My name's Sarah, and I've had the pleasure of being Rebecca's friend for about 25 years, which we did the math earlier, and that was correct. Yep. Through those 25 years, we've been through it all together. Teamwork, triumph, loss, and most importantly, and most often, happiness, which, if you remember correctly, is like eating a cookie, watching the grass grow, and getting along. And I promise that's the only inside joke in this speech. So. We definitely have way too many of those inside jokes and stories from our childhood that are just too embarrassing to share, even in front of our 30 of your closest friends and family. Thanks, Mr. Smith, for dealing with us and our antics throughout our childhood. And of course, I need to shout out Andrew, or Drew, either one, for either putting up with us, or in most cases, taking part in our shenanigans. I don't want to make this sound like a job interview, but Rebecca has always had some incredible work ethic. How many times after school did I ask you to play The Sims for 5 hours straight, but you made sure that we got our homework done first? Imagine if you succumbed to my poor decisions as kids, maybe we wouldn't be where we are today, which would be such a shame. And for someone who spends most of her days flying around, saving people's lives, Rebecca is extremely humble. So naturally, I brag a lot about Rebecca to a lot of my friends. Say, yeah, she spends her days up in the helicopter, no big deal, whatever. I know it's bittersweet leaving that job, but you're embarking on a new, equally exciting chapter of your life-saving career. And I know that you'll be just as badass in that new role as you were in your previous job. And thankfully, Brendan is right there by your side during this change. From the first time I met Brendan, I could only see just how happy he is to be with you and how supportive he is of everything you're doing. He's followed you to so many of your half marathons to cheer you on, and then has proceeded to nap just as hard as you as if he ran the race himself. Or when I gave you a new big blanket for Christmas and he was so excited about both of you getting to use the blanket. Truly a dynamic duo, and I'm so glad that you guys have each other. And I saved the emotional part for last. Life is always full of ups and downs. And on some big occasions like a wedding that you dream of as a child, just look different than that dream once the day rolls around. But one thing stays the same. You will always have this support system around you. The last time I was at your house with you, your dad, and Andrew, and your mom, your dad asked your mom, "How are you feeling? Are you doing okay?" And her response was, "I'm good, I'm with my family." Whether that family is by blood, so I just want to remind you that today, that you'll always be surrounded by your family. Whether that family is by blood, now by marriage, or the friends that you've surrounded yourself with over the years, we're here for you and for Brendan, and we're all so excited for you to start your marriage together. Cheers.
Yeah, I gotta stay hydrated.
Guys, I have nice makeup on. No one thought about me. Oh, Mark. Gotta block.
Good.
Yeah, you're okay. I swear I practiced it without crying so many times
You should save those.
at the end.
You should scrap those.
These are the tissues I cried into at my wedding.
Not gross at all. Thank you.